Flash floods are considered among the most catastrophic natural disasters. These images display the damage-causing potential of such events in the Himalayan mountain state of Uttarakhand. These images show massive destruction that have been caused in the recent past in the state. The highly complex topography and altitude-dependent climate of the region stimulates erosion, debris removal, and hence generate large volumes of water, which prove to be catastrophic in nature. To set the context, this research is a follow-up of our work published in International Journal of Disaster Risk Reduction, in which we carried out flash flood vulnerability zonation of the Upper Ganga Basin. The figure on the right shows land cover map of the basin along with flash flood event locations that have occurred in the past, shown by these black icons. Here I would like to point out that one of the challenges for flash flood assessment in the region was that there was no readily available flash flood inventory for the state in the public domain. However, there is active disaster management authority which works both at state and district levels. So as part of my research, I have prepared an inventory based on extensive reading and literature from news articles, blogs, state disaster management authority reports, and research articles. The map shows that sub-watershed 17, which happens to be the Mandakini River Basin, has experienced maximum number of flash flood events in the recent past, and this is the reason why Mandakini River Basin has been chosen for the study. Briefly, I will touch upon the susceptibility concept, which reflects the likelihood of flash flood events occurring in an area based on three factors: local terrain, geographical, as well as hydrometeorological factors. The flash flood susceptibility modeling offers constructive, feasible, and implicit solution for zoning the area. The mainstay for susceptibility assessment in this study is selection and mapping of highly influential predictors, or we can call it flash flood conditioning factors. The study area has an elevation range of 611 to 6958 meters. There is drastic elevation change in the area, and as pointed out in the previous slide, that susceptibility assessment involves identification of conditioning factors. So in this study, 15 factors were identified and derived using remote sensing based inputs like DEM, Landsat 8 images, GPM iMerge data, and some freely available ready-made datasets like hydrological soil group and lithology maps were taken into consideration. Another major input, as already highlighted, is the inventory map. Over here, flash flood event locations for training and testing have been highlighted in different colors. And these maps show raster layers of all the conditioning factors considered for the analysis. Here I want to discuss the entire workflow adopted for the susceptibility mapping. In this study, frequency ratio and index of entropy methods were integrated to make a hybrid statistical model for calculating flash flood potential index. Frequency ratio alone has been used for similar studies, but coupling it with index of entropy enhances the model, as this method is used to evaluate uncertainty and instability of the system. So basically, weights are calculated for each conditioning factor, and finally, flash flood potential index is derived. To sum up, the flowchart shows overall workflow wherein inventory was split into 70-30 ratio for training and testing. All factors were analyzed after being checked for multicollinearity using two methods, variance inflation factor and tolerance. None of the factors possessed redundancy. Finally, flash flood potential index map was obtained, and the results were validated using ROC curves. So finally, flash flood susceptibility map, which is displayed here on the left, shows that the entire area has been categorized into 5 zones, and 17.41% of the total area falls under very high susceptible zone. And the entire area has been categorized in zones ranging from very high to very low susceptibility. The ROC curves show a good area under the curve values for both success rate as well as prediction rate, indicating that the model is good. Let's discuss some potential applications of the study. The methodology can be adopted to identify flash flood susceptible areas in various vulnerable watersheds. Additionally, using this map, decision makers and local authorities can use it for planning future expansion accordingly. Preferences for construction and infrastructure development should be given to low and very low susceptible areas. And the information can be very beneficial to government agencies for framing guidelines and executing management plans to minimize life loss and property damage in flood affected areas. With this, I would like to say thank you for listening to me. For more information, please check our paper.